It's August, which means it's time for another edition of Today in African History. This series is brought to you by a digital studio. We believe that everyone should know the true story of Africa and its people. So here's a quick pan across the map of Africa before we dive into today's topic. Let's take a closer look at today's date. Today is August 23rd. And if you're watching this on August 23rd, then happy International Day for the Remembrance of the Slave Trade and its Abolition. Wait, what? Yes, every August 22nd to 23, the world remembers the start of the Haitian Revolution, the only successful slave rebellion in history. That's something worth celebrating, right? Well, UNESCO thinks so. They established this global observance to honor the memory of the millions of men, women, and children who suffered and died during the transatlantic slave trade and to reinforce dialogue about its causes, methods, and legacy. But how do we observe this day? Well, we can reflect on our shared history. We can listen to oral histories and music that speak to this dark period. And we can visit museums and monuments dedicated to telling the story of those who were lost to the slave trade. All of these things help us learn and grow as humans and as a global community. And now let's meet some of the faces of this important event. Toussaint Louverture, an educated former slave, became the leader of the Haitian Revolution. Under his leadership, the revolution gained momentum, eventually leading to the abolition of slavery in Saint-Domingue. But the struggle for freedom wasn't easy. There were setbacks and defeats along the way. Despite facing imprisonment and exile, Toussaint Louverture remained a symbol of hope and resistance. His story is one of courage and determination in the face of unimaginable adversity. Let's also talk about the lasting impact of the slave trade. It left deep scars on individuals, families, and communities that continue to resonate today. Survivors and their descendants carry the emotional and psychological wounds of this brutal past. Acknowledging and addressing this trauma is essential for healing and reconciliation. By remembering the victims of the slave trade, we can honor their suffering and pay tribute to their strength and resilience. It is important to note that this day isn't just about the pain and suffering caused by the slave trade. It's also about celebrating the courage, resilience, and achievements of those who resisted and fought for freedom. It's a day to acknowledge the contributions of activists, abolitionists, and everyday people who made a difference. Their stories deserve to be told and celebrated. Some of these stories are part of the UNESCO Slave Route Project. This initiative aims to raise awareness about the transatlantic slave trade and its lasting impacts through educational programs, exhibitions, and community engagement. If you'd like to learn more about the stories of resistance and resilience, I encourage you to visit the website. As we come to the end of today's episode, I challenge you to think about how you can contribute to dismantling modern-day slavery and promoting social justice. Your actions, no matter how small they may seem, can make a difference. Let's work together to build a better future. And with that, we've come to the end of this episode. I hope you found it informative and inspiring. If you did, please show your support. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue sharing these important stories. If you have any thoughts or reflections you'd like to share, please leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, Africa is watching and the world is listening. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay empowered.